point, but it's more drop points as we've seen so far this campaign. That's two draws in a row. Meanwhile, losing the French Super Cup, obviously they beat Villa in the UEFA Super Cup. Frank, it's a weird one, isn't it? Because you know they're going to win the league, but for the fans, do they care about these sort of matches where they're so lethargic for the majority of the game?
No, it's like season. They're not ready yet. Some players are playing. We're like Balerdi. They playing in the middle of the park because Neves was ill, I think. Otherwise, he would have played. Zaire Emery playing on the left side because Mendes was suspended. So. And some players like Hakimi, Pacho, maybe even Vitinha first half, they weren't ready. Ferran Torres scored 2 goals the first day, but we can feel that he's not completely connected to the others. So they are learning, and like last season, they are starting slowly. But as you said, we all know that they drew today because Lille played well, but Paris Saint-Germain didn't play well. They are maybe at 60% of their possibilities. And when they're going to get upset and when they're going to get good ready, they're going to smash everybody. Then it will be October, November, and everybody will say, oh, can they still win the Champions League? And like I think last season, they're going to show their strengths after New Year's Eve and be effective and performant there.
And we were talking about PSG and Bayern before the game with our lovely producer. And he was saying, ask the boys what's it like not really having to worry about the games before the end of the season and really kind of focus on those last games because you're dominating everybody else. And I'm thinking, but have you seen our panel?
I was thinking the same thing. Under 14, maybe.
We talked about it being a hindrance for maybe PSG in the past, but they've proved us wrong, haven't they, in what they've done in the Champions League the last couple of years.
In 2 seasons back to back. They only come to life in the run-in, certainly in the Champions League, and they can coast for most otherwise. Last season, they were able to rest and rotate more than anybody else before. For so many years, and particularly around Bayern, the discussion was, well, because you're not pushing yourself those later games in the season, that counts against you in the Champions League, and PSG have proven different. Now, they've gone back-to-back, and I think many people at this point would think that they'd go 3 in a row. And right now, it's hard to argue against it because this has been the pattern for the last 2 seasons.
And that's it. That's the key. If this were any other team, would be over here panicking.
Yeah.
If it were Real Madrid that has started winless, or Barcelona started winless, Arsenal, it'd be like, oh my, the roof is caving in. Because PSG seems to do this continuously, historically, certainly over the last couple of seasons, and they've earned enough equity to where you kind of go, well, this is who they are.
Yeah.
And you just accept it, and you trust, more importantly, you trust that Luis Enrique is going to get through to these players, and then eventually they're going to catch a certain level of rhythm, certain level of play, and when they reach that level, what has been proven over the last couple of seasons is that not many teams can go and match them at that level, and that's why they run away with Ligue 1, and eventually they find themselves in a position where they're one of the favorites to win Champions League.
Do you have the same trust for Bayern?
Are you suggesting are you asking if Bayern were to lose a few games?
No, I'm talking about the lack of competition that Bayern will face until it gets to the proper stages of the Champions League.
I do still have some trust on Bayern because I think there is a hunger to go and win Champions League. They've done everything there is to be done with Vincent Kompany, and they have been building up to the point to where the only thing, I believe in their mind, that is worth talking about is Champions League. Now, they'll say all the right things, and they'll talk about, we'll take it one game at a time, and we have to win our domestic league, and we're gonna compete in the Pokal, and we're gonna do all these things. But when it comes down to it, the trajectory of this team has been building up to one thing and one thing only, and that is winning Champions League. They seem to be taking those steps, and I do think, because it is a priority, they're not going to allow themselves to be distracted by the lack of competition in Bundesliga, and they'll be focused enough when it comes to Champions League to be there at the end.
I certainly do have that trust in Bayern, and that is on the premise that a lot of the back end of last season's Champions League, the general feeling was the only team that can beat PSG is Bayern. The only team that can beat Bayern is PSG. And whoever comes out as winner between those two will go on and win. And not to upset Arsenal fans. I know you have a soft spot for Arsenal, Dan.
Well,
we know it went to penalty kicks in the final, but that was the general consensus for a couple of months leading up to that PSG Bayern clash in the semis.
You're right there, Shaka.
Mm-hmm. Just making sure you protected Dan.
You forgot what you were going to say halfway through.
No. I was just saying that the winner was going to come from those two, and Arsenal fans may feel differently, given that they went to penalties.
Ryan Hadland has given the bliss.
Dan, I have a question for you.
Of course.
Because you seem to be surprised to see Carlo Ancelotti in the stand. Do you know why he was in the stand?
Because his son is the coach at Lille.
Oh, Lille, yeah, okay. Your producer just told you.
How dare you, Frank? This man's preparation cannot be put into
Damn right, you told me, Frank. Oh dear. Ryan Hadland has put together a list of the 10 best players at this precise moment.
Okay.
So has he included Shirky after today? How up to date is it? We'll go and check it out over on the website.